Brumbies are an iconic part of Kosciuszko National Park scenery. However, are these animals as majestic as they appear, or is this introduced species causing more damage to the park's native residents and biodiversity than once thought? The southern corroboree frog is exclusively found in Kosciuszko National Park. Once prolific in population, this tiny little vital ecosystem contributor is on the brink of extinction. The population of the frog has been monitored since the mid-1980s, and in 95% of the areas where they once resided, the frog no longer inhabits and is considered extinct. In 2022, it was estimated that only a maximum of 50 southern corroboree frogs were left in the wild. As suggested by the New South Wales Scientific Committee, one of the key contributors to the decline in population of the frog is the ecological degradation caused by the brumbies residing in the park. Brumbies trample the unique, slow-growing sphagnum bogs and fens that southern corroboree frogs need for mating and egg and tadpole maturation. These areas are vital habitats for survival, providing shelter from predators in submerged vegetation. Brumbies significantly contribute to the drying out of water bodies by overdrinking from and trampling delicate peat soils, redirecting water flow away from these water bodies. It is vital that the critical extinction of the southern corroboree frog is reversed. As tadpoles, they play a crucial role in controlling algal blooms in water bodies that serve as drinking sources for a plethora of species in Kosciuszko. They also ensure clean, non-poisonous water bodies for the survival of other aquatic species, which serve as a food source for fish-eating species, such as the alpine water skink. Southern corroboree frogs are a key contributor to the sustainability of the food chain in Kosciuszko National Park, and should they become extinct, the biodiversity chain will be fragmented. Studies conducted over the last 2 decades suggest that the population of brumbies has increased by an average of 25% per annum. As there are no natural predators of this introduced species, their population will increase exponentially unless mitigation strategies effectively reduce the population of brumbies residing in the park. As stipulated by environment and heritage bodies, the National Parks and Wildlife Service is legally required to reduce the population of wild horses to 3,000 and limit their range to 32% of Kosciuszko National Park by June 2027. It is proposed that the best way to achieve this is through aerial culling of the wild horses. This is because horses can be accessed and culled in otherwise inaccessible terrain by human foot. It is also fast and 99% accurate means of culling, in turn limiting wild horse stress and non-fatal wounds. Animal rights activists are regularly petitioning to stop the implementation of aerial culling of brumbies. However, should they succeed, then the mitigation of brumbies would prove to be very difficult due to the mountainous geography of the park, which limits access by human foot to set traps.
Since 1997, captivity breeding programs have been in place at 4 facilities in eastern Australia. However, these programs cannot fully regenerate the southern corroboree frog population because once captively bred eggs or frogs are introduced into the wild, their vital habitat for survival remains at risk of degradation by brumbies if effective mitigation strategies are not implemented. We, the community, need to support the government in delisting the heritage of brumbies to implement effective mitigation strategies. The southern corroboree frog is a vital ecosystem contributor in Kosciuszko, and should it become extinct, it would detrimentally affect the ecosystem of one of our only alpine regions in Australia.